Slurs are not magic spells. It does not matter what the words you choose are, it matters what you're trying to say with them, and what you're trying to go for.
Here's a word.
Of course, there's an issue, however, because it's very easy to assume if someone's saying a slur, it's pretty reasonable to assume that the only purpose they would have for doing that is to be stinky. And almost always, the hypotheticals that you can construct to make the circumstance justify saying a slur is usually ridiculous or contrived. But it does exist. It's not just... the word does not inherently have magic spell powers. But we care... or it is a useful approximation to treat it like it has magic powers. It's not true. It matters the context for which we're saying it. If I'm talking about a bundle of sticks, it doesn't really matter if I say the F slur because I'm not saying it to disparage, I am saying it to refer to the bundle of sticks. I might be unclear, it might be not very apparent in that conversation if I just say it, and clearly if I'm saying it just to try and be funny, the only way that's funny is if it's a slur, and that I am treating it like a magic spell. Basically, words do not have the inherent power. However, in order to construct a situation in which using that slur is justified, it basically has to be contrived. But there are real-world situations that do happen in which a slur is justifiable to use, not as a disparaging term. If your goal, it matters not what the words you choose are, it matters the goal and the effect it has. And if you're in a context in which no matter how you say it, the effect is bad, then you're either trying to be a piece of shit, so stinky, or or you are so unaware of how your words land that you use them anyway, in which get better at rhetoric, Chief. It's kind of stinky.
Oof.
But words, yeah. But there are contexts and examples in which it is justified. And I will not repeat them. I will euphemize. I will say the N-word for all contexts, even in which it would be quote-unquote justified, just for the sake of monetization. But I always love to cite the example of Django Unchained, the interview with Samuel L. Jackson. And the interviewer was talking, I don't know, it was about, like, Samuel Jackson's use of the N-word in the movie. And Samuel L. Jackson stops the interviewer right there and says, "Come on, say it."
I will get my revenge.
And the interviewer, since, you know, he's white, he's hesitant. He's on camera. It's kind of dangerous for him to say that. But Samuel L. Jackson is insisting upon it because he realizes rightly that the interviewer is nervous. The interviewer is scared to say it. They're treating it like a magic word. And Samuel L. Jackson chose that opportunity to call attention to the fact that he was scared of it. I would argue that the interviewer would be justified in that context in saying it, to show that he is aware that these things are words that we choose to use, rather than magical spells. I would say that is a good example for it. And there's other examples. I don't think it's meaningful to run through every possible instance of it.
I don't know how we got into this.
Takeaway. Someone was like, "Oh, you're filming? I'm gonna say slurs."